The horizon glows red. A line of fire moves steadily across the land. On the front line of a wildfire, every minute counts. Flames consume dry grass, trees, and structures in their path. Smoke rises high, carried from miles by shifting winds. This is not a distant event. It is a challenge faced by communities around the world. In this video, we look at Burning Horizon, Wildfire Frontline. We will see what happened, why it matters, and what lessons it leaves behind. Wildfires are not new. They had been part of the natural cycle for thousands of years. Some ecosystems even rely on fire to renew growth. But in recent decades, their frequency and scale have increased. A wildfire is an uncontrolled fire that spreads across vegetation. It can start from natural causes, like lightning. It can also result from human activity, such as sparks from machinery or unattended campfires. The conditions that fuel wildfires are clear: heat, dry vegetation, and wind. When these combine, fire can spread quickly and unpredictably. Agencies like the United States Forest Service and the National Interagency Fire Center track and study wildfires. Their data shows that rising temperatures and longer dry seasons create more opportunities for fire to spread. This sets the stage for the event we focus on today, a fire that burned across a wide stretch of land, testing firefighters and communities at the front line. Local authorities issued evacuation orders for nearby communities. Families packed what they could and moved to shelters. Roads quickly filled with cars leaving the area. On the ground, firefighters worked to slow the advance. They used controlled burns, removing fuel ahead of the flames. Aerial support dropped water and fire retardant, creating barriers. Despite these efforts, the fire line stretched for miles. The glow could be seen on the horizon after sunset. Thick smoke drifted over towns, reducing visibility and air quality. Power outages followed as utility lines were damaged. Schools and businesses closed down. Hospitals prepared for an influx of patients with smoke-related breathing issues. For those on the front line, conditions were intense. Protective gear shielded firefighters, but the heat was overwhelming. Winds shifted without warning, creating sudden flare-ups. Every movement had to be measured and cautious. By the second day, the fire had burned through thousands of acres. Satellite images showed large plumes of smoke covering the region. Emergency agencies coordinated with state and national resources to increase manpower and equipment. After several days, cooler weather and reduced winds gave crews the advantage. Containment lines held. The fire's growth slowed. Eventually, it was declared under control. This wildfire highlights several important lessons. Once flames start, they can move faster than expected. Dry grass and wind combine to create dangerous conditions. Preparedness is essential. Even for those far from the flames, smoke poses risks. Fine particles in the air can cause breathing problems, especially for children and older adults. Hospitals often see a sharp increase in patients during wildfire events. Wildfires damage homes, businesses, and infrastructure. They disrupt daily life, displace families, and strain emergency budgets. The financial cost is significant, but so is the emotional toll. Communities in fire-prone areas face repeated challenges. Fire-resistant construction, better land management, and early warning systems reduce risks, but these require long-term investment and commitment. Finally, the event illustrates how climate trends influence disasters. Longer dry seasons and rising average temperatures create favorable conditions for fire. While not every fire can be linked directly to climate change, the pattern is clear. Around the world, wildfires have left lasting marks. In 2019 and 2020, fires in Australia burned more than 46 million acres of land. In 2020, wildfires in California destroyed more than 10,000 structures. In Greece, Portugal, and Turkey, intense heat waves have fueled destructive fires. Each case brings the same message. Wildfires are not isolated events. They are part of a global challenge. Agencies like the United Nations Environment Program warn that extreme wildfires may become more common. Studies suggest that by the end of the century, wildfire events could increase significantly if current trends continue. Preparedness is not only about firefighting. It includes urban planning, education, and resilience at the community level. For families affected by the fire in this event, recovery will take time. Homes must be rebuilt, businesses must reopen, schools must return to normal schedules. Some families will never return to the same homes. The memory of evacuation, smoke, and uncertainty remains. For firefighters, the experience is both routine and demanding. Each season brings new challenges, but the risks are constant. Their work at the front line reduces damage and saves lives. Community support networks, volunteers, and aid groups play a role as well. Donations of food, water, and shelter often help in the immediate aftermath. Over time, rebuilding requires coordinated efforts from government and local residents. From this wildfire, several lessons stand out. Preparedness saves lives. Families with evacuation plans moved quickly. Health risks extend beyond the fire zone. Smoke impacts entire regions. Infrastructure resilience matters. Fire-resistant design reduces damage. Coordination is key. Multiple agencies working together improve response. Climate awareness is essential. Long-term planning must consider rising risks. These lessons are consistent across wildfire events worldwide. They are not new, but each fire reinforces the importance of action. The horizon turned red, and the fire line advanced. Communities faced the challenge head-on. Firefighters stood at the front line, and lives were changed in the span of days. Burning Horizon Wildfire Frontline is more than a single story. It represents a pattern seen worldwide. As long as conditions support wildfires, the risk remains. Preparedness, awareness, and resilience are the tools communities must rely on. Wildfires cannot always be prevented, but their impact can be reduced. The horizon may burn, but the lessons it leaves can shape a safer future.